who are the top 10 best locks in world rugby right now? We've done hookers, we've done loose head props, we've done tight head props. Now it's time for the locks. I know you do get tight head and loose head props, but I'm just going to go with locks in general. And it was a very tough list to make. I think, judging from this list, you can honestly tell that the locks in world rugby are world class, and it was a very difficult list to make. But starting off at number 10, I'll go for Tubo Vai. I might be the only South African that likes Tupo Vai. I know a lot of South Africans don't like him because of his on-field antics, but to be honest, I quite like that. He's a competitive player, he's a competitive guy, and I like it, especially if it's against my team. I like it because it gets our players riled up and ready to go. So I've got no complaints with what he does at his antics, but I do think he's a good player. So irrespective of all of that, even though I do like it sometimes, he's a good player. I don't like it if the team's losing, my team's losing, but I do. It's funny. He's a very good player, and I think he's a deserved number 10 on the spot. I think people on the other social platforms where I put this list were saying they don't like him, he should be lower, but that was more personal bias from them. Number 9, I've gone for Joe McCarthy from Leinster and Ireland. I think he's a really good player. He is still young. He's still got a long way to go. He can be a bit error driven sometimes. He can make some errors, but I think he's getting a lot more polish as a player. He's a really good player. He's a massive human being, and I think him next to SG Rugby for Leinster is just such a cheat code of a lock combination right now, and I think he can learn a lot from not just SG Rugby there, but all the other international forwards around him. I mean, he's had a few seasons of international rugby now, and he's been very impressive. At number 8, this was a difficult one for me to put him at number 8 because he's probably one of my favourite Springbok players right now. And I do think he is a future number 1 on this list. Don't get me wrong. I do think he's a future number 1, and I might get a lot of hate for this. But right now, I'm putting Ruan Nortje at number 8 only because I don't think he's had enough seasons right now to put himself higher up on this list, because my first list for the power rankings aren't just based off one season. They're based off the last couple of seasons. So that's why when it comes to number 1, you guys might understand that decision a bit more. But after this year, the movement that will happen on these lists will be every season, and it'll be based on their form for that season. So the first list, because it was a bit difficult to make, wasn't just based off 1 year. It was based off kind of 2.5 years. So yeah, Ruan Nortje, I think Ruan Nortje is the future Springbok captain. I think they've been trying Salman Murat for that role, trying to get him in every time he plays, make him captain. But I think honestly, Ruan Nortje is the guy for them going forward. I mean, he's captain at the Bulls. He's a really good player. He leads from the front. He's got a massive engine. And I think right now he's probably, when it comes to the locks, he's probably the number 1 or number 2 player on the team sheet for the forwards right now. So he's a really good player. Number 7, a lot of people probably won't agree with this. I've gone for Scott Barrett. It wasn't his best year in 2025, but he is still a very key figure for the All Blacks, and he's done a lot of good things for the All Blacks. You can't just take the bad things, but obviously he had a bit of an injury last year, he struggles a bit with the red card sometimes, but he is a very good player. If he carries on with the form he's in, I expect him to drop quite down low on this list, maybe even out the top 10 in years to come. But for now, he's still top 7. You have to give him the respect because he's a very good player. And I know he's not like a white lock or a Retallick for the All Blacks, but he's been a very good player in that period since the prime All Blacks are to where they are now. And number 6, I've gone for Thibault Flament. He's got one of my favorite rugby stories. Obviously, he was a fly-off at Loughborough for their forts or something in the UK, and he always performs. He's a really good player. He's a natural athlete. You can kind of see sometimes when he breaks the line that he did play fly-off back in the day, but yeah, really good player. I think he's deserved number 6 right now. Could even make his way higher up with the good Six Nations. Number 5, I've gone for Will Skelton. I think if only Will Skelton played more international rugby. I think if he played more games, he'd be much higher up and probably even in the top 3. 2025 was a big year for him. I mean, he was really good in this British and Irish Lions series. Every time he played, he was almost a game changer. And every time he plays for the Wallabies, he's just such a physical, dominant specimen. And he just absolutely dominates the gain line and dominates whoever's in front of him. So I really enjoy watching him play. It's a shame that La Rochelle's not having their best season this year, but I'm fully expecting them to bounce back, especially with him leading the pack there. And number 4, I've gone for probably the most skilled lock forward in the world right now, SG Rugby. I definitely think after 2026, he's going to be much higher on this list. He might even be number 1. I think he is probably the most important bench player for the Springboks right now. He's probably the best bench player besides Kwagga Smith in World Rugby right now. He's such a good player. He just changes the game every time he touches the ball. He's got such good silky hands. He's always keeping the ball alive with the offload. Sometimes he makes my heart stop a bit because he tries to do the offloads a bit much, especially when the Springboks play against someone else. But he's a very good player, and I really enjoy watching him play. He is a game changer, and I think he's gotten a lot better with the little things in the game as well, the things that aren't as flashy as the offloads. He's become really good, especially at ruck time. He's always getting dominant clean outs. He's always putting his team on the front ball. He's always making smart decisions as well without the ball in hand. He's a very good player at line out time. He's very skillful, and I really enjoy watching him play. So yeah, Argus Neyman number 4. Moving into the top 3. This is a guy who probably you could say is a flank, but I'm putting him at lock because he's played lock a lot most of the time that I've watched him. Tide Byrne, phenomenal player. I think he has probably become one of my favourite Irish players right now. Yes, he got a bit of a red card against the All Blacks, but even Bowden Barrett said it wasn't a deserved red card. Maybe just a yellow card or even a penalty. Probably a yellow card, but yeah, he's one of the most underrated players in the world right now, and he is just such a phenomenal player. I mean, every time he plays for the British and Irish Lions or Munster or Ireland, he's just one of the best players on the field, and he never ever stops going. I genuinely believe he is one of Ireland's best forwards right now, and probably their most important forward right now alongside Dan Sheehan. So yeah, Tide Byrne, great player, love watching him play. And number 2, I've gone for Maury Itoje. I know all the South African fans won't like this. I mean, I'm a South African fan myself, I have to say, but I understand how good Maury Itoje is, and if he was playing for South Africa for as long as he's played for England, I'd understand why he's so important to England. I mean, he's their captain now. He leads from the front. He doesn't ever have a bad game. Every time someone says he had a bad game, it's because he got either smashed in one tackle or something happened to him. But to be honest, with Eben Etzebeth as well, he can get absolutely smashed sometimes. Doesn't mean we say he had a bad game. I mean, he got picked up by a wing the other day, Eben Etzebeth, and he's been getting smashed a lot more recently. So Maury Itoje is a very, very consistent player. He's a world-class lock. I mean, as a player, I like him a lot, and I think he's very important for England, especially going forward into the next World Cup. England are really trending up at the right time right now, and I think they've found their leader going forward in Maury Itoje. He's definitely the right guy to lead this team. At number 1, coming off probably one of his worst international seasons, though, I think he needs to put in some game-changing performances to stay number 1 going into next year. Eben Etzebeth obviously ended the season in really bad fashion with the eye gouge. He's out for a bit now. He'll be nicely rested and recovered. Hopefully he's training and keeping fit, probably on a beach in Belito, but he is the number 1 lock in the world. I mean, even just reputation and performances. If you look at the World Cup till now, he's such a good player. I do think 2025 was not his best year. I don't know what was going on. I think the problem with some of the Springboks, especially the ones that play at the Sharks, it's almost as if they don't care as much when playing for their club, and that actually affects them once they get to the top level internationally. So it takes them like 3 or 4, maybe more games to really get to their best form at international level. So yeah, he's one guy that's going to be really wanting to make a big impact this year, to trying to be the best player he can be. I honestly think the years of Etzebeth being the physical dominant guy we saw at Newlands in 2017 are over right now. I'm not saying completely over, but he's not the same guy that's going to carry over a bunch of people. The last time he did that was the 2023 World Cup, but before that he didn't do that very often. What Eben Etzebeth actually does very well, which people don't realize, is the little things in the game, like cleaning, making a lot of dominant tackles. When it comes to maul defense, he's very good. Even line-out time, he's very good. On defense, he's very smart, charging down kicks. So there's actually things that people don't realize Eben Etzebeth does well that he's really good at. I know a lot of people, it's funny, they look at how him in 2012 when he ran over Bismarck du Plessis or ran over Cooney Westdays and back when he played for Western Province in the Stormers, and they look at 2017 against the All Blacks in Newlands where he ran over Sam Cane and he ran over some of the players there. But Eben Etzebeth isn't actually that type of player that's going to do that for you every week. He does other things really well, which makes him the best. So I really like Eben Etzebeth as a player, and I really hope he can come back in really good form for the Springboks, because he is one of the Springboks' most important players. And I mean, just looking at the 2023 World Cup, the quarterfinal, yes, a lot of people argue it was forward, but he knocked the ball back, made a gutsy move. He's been really good in the air for the Springboks as well, especially under the high ball when the Springboks box kick. So there's so many things he does well. And I just think if he has another big season, he can really stay in that number 1 spot, and that'll be really good for him going into probably his last World Cup in 2027. But Yeah, definitely his weaker season in international rugby this year. Didn't change the game, didn't have that many game changing performances, but we'll be looking for him to bounce back really well in 2026. He has a nice break now, a nice rest, almost like the Japanese players, so he's going to come back fresh. So I'm really excited to see how Evan Etzebeth does this year. He's obviously learned from his mistake, and these things happen. But yeah, he's number one on the list. And the next list we'll be going on to the loose forwards, all three of the loose forwards: blind side, open side, flank, number 8. So really can't wait to show you guys those lists. Those lists are absolutely stacked. But yeah, that's my top 10. If you guys agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. Let's have a good discussion about it. I know there was a lot of people that disagreed with a lot of my rankings on other social media platforms. There's a lot of people that did agree, but it's always good to just have a nice conversation about it. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for all the support, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.